Hi, I'm Perri, and today I'm going to be talking to you about global warming. Many people like to say that global warming is a myth and that people are making a fuss over nothing. Well, I'm here today to tell you that global warming is a real problem that we are facing today. The New York Times, July 19, 2016, stated that NASA announced on Tuesday that the global temperatures so far this year were much higher than the first half of 2015. Now more than ever, you must begin to understand that global warming is a serious problem, and if we don't take care of the planet, we may leave our children and our children's children with a much different Earth. First, we need to understand how global warming is affecting our planet. Next, we need to look at how we can change our behavior and slow this progression. And finally, we must envision what our planet will look like if we continue down this path. Global warming is occurring because there is too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This in turn is causing changes in our weather and climate. As mentioned previously, we are experiencing record-breaking temperatures. The New York Times, July 19, 2016, stated that per NASA, January 2016 was the hottest January since 1880, and that distinction continued each month after June. Areas across the United States have also experienced changes in precipitation such as intense rain, flooding, and drought. Our planet is also changing physically. As ice melts, the sea levels rises and water becomes warmer. The melting ice in the Arctic impacts the hunting of the polar bears, and the warmer temperatures can destroy ecosystems that cannot survive in a temperature change. Also, the rise in sea level may cause the beaches to erode and endanger all our coastal cities. Livestrong.com, October 18, 2015, stated that according to the Nature Conservancy, 1/4 of the Earth's species that will be extinct in 40 years if climate change increases at this current rate. This is partially due to changing growing patterns of plants resulting in an animal's food source no longer being able to survive in severe flooding and drought. Now that you're aware of the dangers of global warming, I'm sure you're asking yourself, what can I do to reduce my carbon footprint? Your home is the easiest place to start. Energy and Environmental Affairs website stated that heating and cooling account for half of all energy use at home. Just by increasing the thermostat by 2 degrees in the summer and decreasing the thermostat by 2 degrees in the winter, you can save over 2,000 pounds of carbon dioxide in a year. Other things you can do are replace your light bulbs with fluorescent light bulbs that use 60% less energy, use less hot water by washing clothes in cold water, installing a low flow head in the shower, and lastly, unplugging your cell phone and all other electric devices since you aren't using them to save electricity. Now let's look at how you get around. The more miles your car gets per gallon, the less carbon emissions. If any of you are considering buying a new car, please consider buying a more fuel-efficient model. Also, keeping your tires properly inflated increases your miles per gallon. Another way to help is by looking at alternatives to driving. Could you walk to a friend's house? Could you bike from school and work? Could you carpool with others? Now, let's envision what our planet will look like if we don't make these changes. Rising sea levels will reduce the land area. Your favorite beaches may no longer exist. Cities on the coast might disappear forever. And what about our access to food? Well, Livestrong.com, October 18, 2015, stated that, according to the World Health Organization, climate change is projected to increase the percentage of people in Mali suffering from hunger from 34% to at least 64% 40 years from now. Farmers will have a lower yield of crops, and seafood industries like lobster and salmon could actually cease to exist. As stated before, we could lose over 1/4 of the Earth's species from extinction. Our time here is almost concluded, but hopefully you walk away with the knowledge to make an impact. We've discussed what the problems with global warming are in regards to our climate and our planet physically changing. We also discussed some of the things that we can do to reduce those problems in our home and with transportation. Lastly, we looked at what will happen in the near future if we don't come together to change for the better. I would like to challenge each of you to do at least one of these suggestions that was discussed. And as Michael Jackson said in his song, Man in the Mirror, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change.